Hi, my name is Martina Baker, and this is going to be about my life story with mast cell activation syndrome. And I know that probably not a lot of you have heard about this. I know people on my Facebook that have been following my story or on Instagram or Snapchat are going to see this, and they're already going to know what it's about or some of it. And I know a lot of people in this world don't know what it really is. And that's perfectly okay because it's a really rare, not disorder, but a really rare condition that only some people get. And I think it's 200,000 in the United States because I live in Maine, and I think it's only 200,000 people in the United States get it or something like that. I don't really have all the facts to it. I'm not one of those people that have insanely amount of facts about it, but I do know what exactly I have. So in this video, I am basically doing this to create awareness and also spread my story with mast cell, because hopefully somebody else with mast cell will see this and know that they aren't alone, because I know through this condition you can feel really secluded and alone, and you can feel maybe there isn't another person out there that's like you or in your area. Because definitely it took me a while to actually reach out and be I have this condition, I have this huge thing that is a part of my life, and what not better way to actually make, not this, I guess it's a bad thing, because it increases your chances of dying more, but in the end we all die and stuff like that, and that's a really real thing. But also it's kind of weird to come to the terms that it really threatens your life every day, and it'll create a huge dramatic change, and there isn't a lot of facts about it or a lot of research about it, and there isn't really a cure about that, this condition, or a way you can be cured. But some people are really lucky and find a way somehow they can get better through medication or treatments and stuff like that. And some of it works for some people with this condition, but then others it really doesn't, if that makes sense. So that's basically what I'm going to be talking about in my videos, and describing basically everything that I have. And just a warning, I'm really sick right now, so my voice is going to sound different, and if I take a little longer to breathe, it's just me breathing, because for some reason right now in my room it's really hot. But I know you can't see back there, but I have an air conditioner that runs 24/7 in my room, and it basically helps me try to find the word for it, but it basically helps me be able to breathe better, because the heat outside and stuff like that, it really affects me. So basically this video, I'm just gonna be talking about all the things that affect me with this condition. Alright, so the things that I am allergic to, because this condition makes me allergic basically to our entire world today, and it gives me anaphylaxis, stomach issues, and it also really affects the way that I live in life, and it creates a drastic change, I talked about. It creates a huge impact of change on your life. Imagine one day going from being a normal person every single day, because I grew up like that. I grew up with no health issues, I wasn't allergic to anything, I could eat whatever I wanted, spray as much perfume on as I wanted, I could play basketball, I could attend regular school, I could have a social life and actually feel I can just be able to do anything, honestly. I could run, and I could get so excited about something or cry when I need to without feeling that I cannot breathe. And the day it changed, what I think was 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, somewhere in the proximity of 2.5 years ago, one day I came from a normal being girl to having no health issues to one day my whole life was altered. And I didn't know at first what it was. It took me actually over a year to find out that I had mast cell activation syndrome. And it took so many doctor's appointments, so many like visits and everything else, so many scary times. I had so many hospital visits. And I noticed with this condition over time, like as I actually got the confirmed diagnosis about like probably like almost 8 months ago now, maybe like 7 to 8 months ago, I got the confirmed diagnosis that I had MCS. And I was excited to know like what I actually had, but then I also like took a step back and I was like, wow, I was like, I really had this, like, this is a thing. This is a part of my life now. This is a part of me. And I don't really know, like, if I'll ever be cured or not, because with mast cell activation syndrome, there's no cure for it. They haven't found it yet. There isn't a lot of research on it, and it's a very rare, like, disease slash, like, condition that anybody can get, and they don't really know why. Like, they talk about maybe, like, it got passed down from generations from your family, or you just somehow got it because of emotional stress, or it somehow just got triggered in your body one day and everything changed. And I don't really know why or how I got this, because I was really healthy and I was really normal, and then one day I just got this and everything changed. So basically with mast cell activation syndrome, it makes you allergic to the world, and basically means like with my condition, I'm allergic now to all perfumes. So any perfumes like girls have on, like in stores, I can't go in public places anymore really, unless I have this mask, which I'll show later for you guys. And I also have a ton of medications that I'm on now, like trying to like balance out my condition so I can feel some relief through it, because it's also very painful and very it's stressful, but it's also really like, it hurts you, you know, like it affects your breathing, and that's like really scary. So I'm on like, I think over like 10 medications, something like that, for this condition. And it basically affects my way of life. And so I'm allergic to perfumes, I'm allergic to colognes, car air fresheners, like any smell that you can think of, like flowers, like if someone just mowed the grass and like I'm allergic to that, like the smell of mowed grass. Basically look at it as that I am allergic to basically any smell that is not oxygen that we breathe every day. I know that might sound like a little, not crazy, but weird, because like that's a weird thing to like think about, because I remember like when I didn't have this condition and I like heard about it, I was like, wait, so like this is a thing, like this is something I never thought could be possibly imaginable, and it actually is. And also like I'm allergic to like spicy foods. I have to watch what I eat every single day, because so many things I can possibly be allergic to. Whenever I go in public, I have to wear a mask, and I always have to keep my EpiPen and all my meds on me at all times. So I carry around like a black backpack or something like that to keep everything in. And I also, what else do I do? I basically like, I'm also allergic to heat. So like in the summertime, since I live in Maine, we have all 4 seasons, which is winter, fall, spring, and summer. And spring is like alright, and fall is like pretty nice because the cold gives me like relief, and especially at nighttime, like it's kind of like I've became best friends with when it turns like nighttime here, because I really cling to that, because I don't have like sun rays like beating down on me and stuff, because I'm very allergic to that and the heat, and I can't do any physical exercise, and I can't really get upset about much things. Like I can't get overexcited, and I can't really cry that much about something or something like that, and I have to really watch it when I'm in the heat. I always have to like be around something that's air conditioned, like a car or maybe one of my friends' houses or a family member's house, and I have to constantly just watch like what I'm doing and how far I'm walking, and like I have to do it at a slow pace every single day because I can't do any physical exercise. Like even if I walk like maybe half a mile, I'm already like covered in hives. And so basically what happens is if I overextend that, I have an anaphylactic reaction. And that's basically where I get covered in hives. I get like mucus in my throat. My throat gets really tight and it feels like somebody's like scratching like everywhere all over my body and like just taking like forks or knives like to my eyes and like just constantly like repeatedly scratching me. And I basically, when that happens, I start wheezing and I have an oxygen meter that goes on my finger. So when I am starting to feel that way, I instantly have to go to the hospital because more times than I can count now, my throat has closed. Like it like swells up with like hives and with like phlegm and all these other things, so it makes me wheeze and I can't breathe. And some of the new things is like with my nose, like it'll really like phlegm up and have hives and swell, so I can't breathe through my nose sometimes when I'm having an anaphylactic reaction. And so basically like my throat closes, and so then I have to either call the ambulance or my mom rushes me to the hospital like really fastly, or my stepfather, and or else like whoever else I'm with, like friends or maybe another family member, like we have to drop everything and I have to instantly rush to the hospital. And I get to the hospital and they put like IVs in me, and they put like these sticky things that monitor like my heart rate, and a thing on my finger to like see my oxygen, and they basically give me steroids through the IV and Benadryl and Pepsid and like whatever else basically that can help me, and maybe sometimes like another EpiPen that can go in me at the hospital. Like they give me another EpiPen because when I start having my anaphylactic reaction, I instantly inject an EpiPen into me, and I have always on me like over 4 EpiPens. Like I keep a regular base of like keep getting more EpiPens because I go to the hospital about 3 to 5 times a month on a regular basis because of how many anaphylactic reactions I have. And over this condition time, I've really forgot like what it's like to be the stereotypic healthy, normal human being. I don't obviously think everybody is normal. Like obviously we're not all like the normal stereotypic type of person, but also I really have forgotten like what it's like to be fully healthy and what it's like to like go outside and actually breathe air and put on perfume smells and be able to like do things in life like a normal teenager would, because I'm 15 years old and I first had this when I was 13 years old randomly, and that's a lot for a 13-year-old at that age. And to actually like think about like, oh my god, I have this thing, like this unknown thing that I really don't know about, and I have some support system, but also you, no matter how much support you have and how much you feel like maybe this medication is gonna like help me, or maybe this treatment, because I get Xolair treatments and I'm on a ton of medications and I have a mask and I have so many EpiPens and everything else. Like when you're in that hospital, you're like, am I gonna die? Like, am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna breathe? Like, can I breathe? Like I've forgotten like how to breathe okay in this condition, and how to like be okay like with myself. And actually it took me so long to accept the terms and come with the fact of the reality that I have this condition, and I don't know if I'll have it for the rest of my life. And I know all the possibilities with it, and I have a lot of good friends that help me through it, and some family members and my mom and stuff and my sister that really helped me through this condition. But through it, you feel pretty alone also, though. Like, you know you're not alone, but you feel really alone, because I remember when I used to go to school, because now I have to do online school now, because I no longer can attend school, like a normal public school, because of all the smells and, like, cigarette smoke and jewels and whatever else, like, you think, like, could possibly hurt me. It affects me. And also, like, in schools now, they don't really have, like, a lot of air conditioners or, like, things like that. And also, I would have to go class to class every single day, like, rushing class, like, that is physical exercise. And between all the doctor's appointments I have and all my treatments and everything else, and the days that I really cannot leave physically my room, because my room is like, imagine it like a bubble. It's basically that. It's like a bubble where, like, basically I can literally just breathe. Like, I can breathe somewhat okay in, because I've removed, like, all fragrances from my room. I've removed everything that can hurt me. I constantly have an air conditioner running on. The only times, like, I really don't is now when I create YouTube videos for you guys, and when I basically just try to have less smells in here and things that can really trigger me. And as you can see, I always keep my shades down from sunlight and stuff, so it's like a really nice place where I can just breathe. And so, but when I go out of the house, I really wear a mask, and I still try to keep, like, a really good social life, and I keep pretty well on it. I have, like, a lot of friends. Well, not, like, a lot of friends, but, like, a small circle of friends, basically, that really helped me through this condition. And I have so many appointments and stuff that I cannot attend, basically, regular school. I know that was, like, a long description, but basically so you can get the idea of everything that I deal with more in my life. I'm basically letting all of you guys know, like, what my life is like with this condition, and I'm hoping somewhere along the way, if you have another condition or something else, that it helps someone else, like, with something, because we all need to listen to something or hear something and be like, oh my god, I'm not the only one. And that's what I've realized, is I'm not the only one with this condition. I've joined, like, some groups on Facebook and stuff like that with, like, MCS, and realized that I'm gonna be okay. Like, I am okay. Everything will be okay, no matter where this turns. Like, I've basically prepared myself mentally in my head for the best possible outcome and the worst possible outcome. Because I've noticed, like, with this condition over time, as you get older and stuff like that, and the more years you have it, I've noticed a progression with the symptoms and how much it gets worse, and it repeatedly keeps getting worse over time. And that actually really hit me, because when I had this 2 years ago, it was a small starter up, and now into now, like, I created so many symptoms. I got allergic to smells, I got allergic to heat, I couldn't do physical exercise anymore, I had to quit school. But now I do online school, and I can still get my education and get my high school diploma in a lot easier way. And it's not, I don't have to do as many hours as I would have to do in a normal school. And I basically just try getting through every single day. I don't really think about what's going to happen the next day. Like, life is so much of unknown, and I basically just try working through it every single day, and every single day is a struggle for me, because I deal with so much. And when you go in the public, like, with a mask, people obviously are gonna, like, turn and stare and be like, oh my god, like, what is that? Like, what is on her face? Or something like that. And I've gotten some rude comments because of it, but honestly, I really ignore that. And I really ignore the fact of, like, that those people really don't matter. And there is, like, a lot of cruel people in this world, and a lot of people that'll think you're crazy for it. Like, I know a lot of people that, like, hear this condition and, like, other people's conditions, and then they don't believe it, or they don't want to think it's real, and they're like, no, that possibly, like, that cannot happen. Like, you don't need that much money to keep, like, your medications. Or I'm trying to get a service dog also right now, so if you could, I'll put, like, a link in the description box or whatever, like, to a link to my fundraising thing. So also, if, like, you can give some money or anything that you can, or at least share it to other people, like, that's greatly appreciated, because I need a service dog, because I can't physically keep doing this all by myself and keep my meds on me all the time, and, like, I can collapse, like, let's say I'm alone and I collapse from, like, anaphylaxis and just from a smell all of a sudden on the street when I'm walking down the street and I smell, like, gas smell, or, like, someone walks by me with a cigarette, or, like, perfume or something like that. Like, I need something there so that can alert others when I'm, like, collapsing or I can't talk or, like, breathe or something like that. And I also usually have, like, it's nighttime right now, so I usually have, like, a little, like, medical alert bracelet that basically says mast cell activation disorder, use EpiPen, and then it has, like, my mom's number on it and, like, other people and my contacts on it to basically get emergency help and call 911. And this may be all a lot to process, but hopefully along the way I can educate you more about what mast cell activation syndrome is and what basically I struggle with on a daily basis. And I hope that this video so far has really helped, like, guide you through what this exactly is. And I know it's, like, a really long introduction and stuff like that, but hopefully along the way, like, I'll be giving you guys updates and let you guys see my treatments and video record that and really get to know my life with mast cell activation disorder. Syndrome, not disorder. There's disorder and there's syndrome, and I have mast cell activation syndrome. I'm sorry that I confused you there. I am really sick right now, because I've noticed also in my condition that I get, like, I have a really bad immune system because of this condition. So I noticed that basically I'm more, like, prone to get sick, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, the right word to say, but I get more sick and stuff. That's why my cheeks are so red. That usually happens too when I get anaphylaxis reactions. Usually, like, my cheeks puff up and, like, my lips puff up and I get really red, like, all over. And, like, all over on, like, my arms. You can't really see it right now, but I get, like, covered in hives and stuff, and it never goes away. I'm always covered in hives, honestly, but you can't really see that right now through the camera. Yeah, you can't really see that right now through the camera, because the camera really, I don't know, with the camera eye, it doesn't seem to capture my anaphylactics, only, like, usually, like, my face right here or something like that. But yeah, I think that's basically everything I need to talk about right now, and I hopefully, like, along the way you guys will get to know me more and get to know more about my condition and more about my life. So I hope this helps somebody out there, because you are definitely not alone, and everything will be okay at one point. And I've come to realize with that. So I hope this helps other people. And so I'll see you guys later. Bye.